They watch in silence. Sharp black eyes, and even sharper minds. Crows are not just scavengers, not just symbols in stories. They are thinkers. A recent scientific study has confirmed something researchers have quietly suspected for years. These birds are capable of understanding far more than imitation or simple tool use. They can recognize geometry, structure, and order. In an experiment conducted by animal physiologist Andreas Nieder and his team at the University of Tübingen, two carrion crows, aged 10 and 11, were tested in a way they had never experienced before. The birds were shown 5 shapes on a screen. 4 followed a rule. 1 did not. Without hesitation, the crows identified the odd one out. They weren't judging color. They weren't relying on familiarity. They were responding to structure, symmetry, regularity, and design. Shapes like squares and rectangles with equal sides and angles were recognized quickly. But irregular forms, rhombuses, trapezoids, twisted figures, slowed them down, just as they slow us down. The researchers were careful. This wasn't memory. This wasn't repetition. The crows had never been trained for this task. Their reactions came from recognition, not learning. What surprised scientists most was how human-like those reactions were. The crows hesitated on complex shapes the same way people do. They sensed order where it existed and confusion when that order was broken. There was no reward pushing them to guess, only intuition. To keep the birds engaged, familiar shapes like stars and moons were sometimes shown. But it was the unfamiliar trials that revealed the truth. Even when shapes were randomly rotated or resized, the crows knew when something didn't belong. They weren't just seeing, they were understanding. This discovery isn't simply about crows being clever. It suggests something deeper. Just like numbers, geometry may be hardwired into living beings. Crows rely on spatial order to fly, to build nests, to navigate their world. And so do we. Different species, different minds, but the same hidden language of structure shaping how we understand reality.